Happy football. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another great episode of Bucs Report, the Aftermath, 102.9, the Game, Broad South Street Radio. It's one of your hosts, AJ, Turn Up in the house. We are back. If you don't see why I'm amped up, football training is official today. It is beautiful. That means we are not far from football, y'all. I know so much shit has been talking over the summer, so much drama, so much nonsense, so much anticipation, not only in the media, but among football fans themselves. And I mean football fans, not lazy ass feather, them little dusty people who think because they saw a little bit of ESPN, they know what the fuck they talking about. No. Bucs ball is here, y'all. Let's go. So fucking excited. What's going on? We got Slick here, aka the British guy. He's always fly. How you doing, Slick?
I'm good, man. I'm like you. Yeah, I'm a bit broken down because of the internet. I tell you what, you carry on with the show, and I'll see if I can find some better internet.
No worries, y'all. No worries. I got you. So again, that is Slick, aka the British guy, always fly. He's on standby. But as always, I have a YouTube channel called It's About Bucking Time. Please, if you haven't, go check it out. It's called Give Coach Slick an Opportunity. He's an actual coach, ladies and gentlemen, especially a defensive-minded individual who we would love to have his input. The man is in the UK, but let's get him to the States so he can sit here permanently and get him a position in the Buccaneers organization or wherever the hell he is needed. As we know, y'all, the NFL is not perfect. So why not get some fresh ideas? And I'm vouching for Coach Slick. The man knows what he's talking about, especially when it comes to certain positions on the defense and offense. Remember, great coaches they master what they do best in, but they also like to research and study and know the opposite side. So even as a defensive-minded coach, you need to know how offenses work. As an offensive-minded coach, you need to know how defenses work. You need to know everything you can about each position, each scheme, the players. That is what makes a successful football team. It's not just about talent. It's not about the right scheme. There is no such thing. It's about the mindset. It's about who's prepared. It's about who wants it. And that is why, now that the season is kicked off, ladies and gentlemen, Buccaneers, you got to want it. Coach Bowles, you got to want it. From what I heard in practice, it looks like we're going to get good old Antoine Winfield back, and that is fucking fabulous because it looks as if the man is finally healthy, and that's what we want. So a healthy Winfield, do not be surprised if he's going to be the best safety in football again. Winfield, I am so happy that you are healthy. Let's just continue that. That is the biggest thing that the Buccaneers organization needs is health on our side, like we had in 2020. Wirfs, rest up. Godwin, rest up. We need you guys later on down the line. We got this right now. So for all the doubters out there,
well, they lost Wirfs and Godwin's not going to be there, so it's going to be looking extra choppy.
No, it's not. We got a fucking solid squad, y'all. That line is getting better. Barton is in his second year. Mock is in his third year. Gedeke, Bredesen. So what are you all talking about? Let's not be foolish for people out there who don't know any better. Again, Wirfs is the best tackle. Are we gonna feel it? Yes, but not to the extent to where it's going to hurt us. Ladies and gentlemen, our first 4 games are not super hard. You got the Falcons opening up, then we got the Texans, then we got the Jets, then we got the Eagles. Like I said, are the Eagles gonna be a fierce opponent? Absolutely. They are the Super Bowl champions. They've earned that right. But what I'm going to say is that the pressure is on them. And I still stand on that shit. I'm always going to stand on it until when the team has your number, the pressure's on them.
Yep, absolutely.
We don't know what it's going to be like. Now, hell, the way Dallas is right now, though, shit. They're in chaos, so the Eagles might blow them out. Yeah, but anyway, Buck fans, we're here. We're excited. Football is here. Bucks are ready. The defense is ready. I think the offense is ready. We want to get shit taken care of. And let's look when Slick gets hit. Look, we got so much shit that's happening across the league that is going to change the outcomes of certain organizations. A prime example, Hendrickson did not show up to the practice. That's no bueno, especially for offense, a team that lacks defense. Oh man,
it'll be a hard day.
Devontae, you said?
No, it's going to be a hard day for them if they're going to if they're not going to have an offense.
Oh, 100%.
If they got no defense,
it's going to be a long day for that offense, and their line isn't perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Are you aware? They still do not have a line. They do not have a complete line yet, and you can't always throw the ball. They can, but it's going to be a hard sell. Now, let's get to the NFC East because this is interesting. Terry McLaurin, they have yet to pay that man. I don't know what the Commanders are doing. You have the money, you have the salary cap, and I'm aware that you do need defensive pieces, but you need to keep your offense intact. That is your primary weapon. That is your priority. That is the guy that's going to help Jaden Daniels. What are y'all doing? Do you want this to really carry over into the season, Commanders?
You don't want that bullshit. Nobody wants that bullshit.
Look, sometimes this is what happens. Sometimes, Slick, or some organizations do not know how to handle early success. They don't. You would think after going 12-5 and going into the NFC Championship, you do everything in your power to to keep your primary weapons happy. Von Miller, I like the man, but this is not 2020 Von Miller.
No, not at all.
So I don't know what they're thinking about when it comes to that.
Absolutely. I mean, here's one for you though. Would you change the name under the pressure that Trump is throwing at them?
Shit.
I know that this is a story that's like fucking rerouted a lot of fucking upheaval. Is probably the best way to put it in the nicest possible way. But I think this new ownership probably wants to shed everything to do with that the prior organization and get to work with a clean slate. So I think for them, they should just probably stick as the Commanders at this point.
Man, look, I don't know.
I get tradition. Maybe
it was a vibe. The Redskins was a vibe. But I get it. They want to shake themselves from the sins of the past.
For sure.
And I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at that at all. However, what I'm really curious about is what are you guys going to do, Commanders? If Terry leaves, you're an 8-9 win team, maybe 7.
Yeah.
No Terry McLaurin, it's going to get ugly for you.
You can't lose your number one. Your number one dude.
Your schedule, I won't say brutal, but it's much more challenging than last year, and everybody sees you coming. So you better take care of your man. That is your priority. Von Miller at this point, I would have given him a 1-year deal for $5 million.
Yeah, I'm down with
that. 1 year, $5 million.
Do you know what his stats were last season?
Von Miller's stats last season. Let's take a look because from what I remember, he wasn't really a factor. I think he's a Hall of Famer, but Von Miller's on his way out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. He just collecting that check, get as many of those checks as he can, and I don't blame him for doing it. He's still like a veteran player, has leadership quality, and probably comes up big in certain situations, and that's probably all you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, 2024, he did have 6 sacks.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
$5 million per player to give you 6 sacks. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. It's not brilliant, but I don't think you can put a price on his veteran leadership and him showing the way to the other pass rushers. So I think it's something to have that professional showing the young lads young guys how to do it, rather than them having to learn just from their coach. You know, you always want an alpha in there too, because if he can echo what the coach is saying, guess what? That coach's voice is a lot more heard.
I agree. I think also with the addition, the Commanders are aware that their defense is not fixed yet, and it's still a work in progress. So I get what they were trying to do. I just, in my opinion, though, you handle Terry first, then you can get Von. Von Miller was not going to be that expensive. You want your guy happy. You want this team to go in to the season with a strong mindset. I don't know what's going on with this move, but sometimes, Slick, when certain teams get a little bit of a taste of potential success, they tend to get carried away. Prime example, Slick, when the Falcons beat the Bucs, they thought the season was over. They thought that they were NFC South champions. They thought, okay, we're done. And what happened?
Yeah, but
they forgot.
Kirk Cousins. Because he liked that.
Kirk Cousins, but Raheem Morris. This is what happens, Slick, when you get a taste of something and you've never been there, and then you believe the hype. You can't. Raheem should have said the season's not over. I don't care that we're 6-3.
If you're having discos in your season, if you're having discos in your fucking season about beating the Bucs in week fucking 8, you're not going to make it.
You're not going to make it.
You certainly don't want to. I don't mind it. I don't even mind teams doing it. Don't fucking broadcast that shit.
I would not.
That's what I say to my players. This is the locker room. This is our fun. This does not go fucking any further than this fucking room.
That's right. Yeah. Well, if anything, yeah, you're right. Recording is cool for here, but that shit better not get on the internet. That shit better not be a live broadcast. That shit better not. Yeah. At that point, like you said, it's sacred between you and your brothers. Keep that shit in-house, because you never know what you said can light a fire under the next opponent, or the opponent if you play them again. Oh, this is what they doing to us, y'all. This is how they gonna treat us. Fuck it, we got something for them. We're gonna take it personal. So you got to be careful what you say, unless you are prepared for the consequences and repercussions.
The Saints been doing it for the last few years, and it has not done anything for them.
No.
Nothing.
And that's because they kept kicking the can down the road, and now they've maxed out their credit card. That's simply what the Saints are.
We told them Derek Carr was shit. We told them. Nobody listened to us, AJ. We told them.
We told them, brother. We told them. We told them your defense is not what it was back in.
We told about Kirk Cousins too. They just don't want to listen to us, AJ. This guy's not built for winning. He's not built for winning. Not championships. He's a great regular season quarterback. That's it. I think if people don't know how to they don't know how to differentiate, Slick, between regular season and playoff time. If people understood the game, Slick, that the way that we do, things would be a lot more different. But they don't realize, well, we ran the ball like this in the regular season. That won't mean shit when you get to the playoffs. You're going to be playing you're going to be playing top tier defenses. The first thing that they're going to do, Slick, you know this, any team is going to take away your strengths first. They're going to if you're a good run team, I'm taking away your run, and I'm going to force your quarterback that can't throw or doesn't like to throw, or I'm going to make you do what you don't want to do. That's the whole goal of defense. I'm going to make you do the thing that you don't want to do. You don't like playing quarterback? I'm going to make you be a fucking pocket passer today. And you're going to have to pocket pass your way to victory.
That's right. And that's what happens. And what happens, Slick, when they do that? Usually a first run team is their first exit out of the playoffs. It's usually the passing team that has a better chance, because that's what the quarterback is supposed to do. But when you run the rock, first of all, it takes time. And God forbid, what happens, Slick, each time you run the ball, like on a 1st and 10, you end up at 2nd and 11, or worse, 2nd and 12 or some shit. Now you're further putting things back. And now those defensive linemen are licking their chops on a 2nd or a 3rd and long to get.
Because they know you're going to have to hold on to that ball a second longer, right?
That's right. Oh, and you're right.
You get them behind the sticks, so you're going to have to hold that ball a little bit quicker.
And time is not on their side either. Because look, Imagine this, like you doing all this shit, you get to midfield, you've wasted 7 minutes, and you still punted the ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and again, if people understood how football works, Slick, they would get that. But because again, you have these lazy ass people out here that watched a little bit of ESPN, Slick, or heard somebody at the barbershop saying a little something. Oh, I think I know now. No, you don't. You don't even know what the fuck what they said.
I
Again,
don't. Here's what I tell you. If someone said you could pick one strength of your offense, it would be the passing game, and I just want a good run game. I don't need to have a great run game. I just want a good run game, good enough to keep you on your heels that you have to respect the run game.
That's right.
But I want my pass to be my strength.
I want my pass to be my strength. You know why, guys? Because if your pass is your strength, that means your quarterback can get the shit done even under duress. That's what it's all about. When you don't have that, that's where the teams fall apart. Tannehills of the world, they fall apart. The Titans with Chris Johnson and them, they fell apart. Running the ball ain't gonna get you nowhere, y'all. It's not what it was. Even back in the old days, unless you have an elite tier defense, it's not gonna do shit for you.
No,
not gonna do shit for you.
I'm gonna make you play a dime package, and then I'm gonna run the ball because your dime package should not be able to compete with me.
And my brother Slick, see, I'm glad you're asking that. You're talking about dime and nickels and things of that nature, because it's a beautiful thing. Because that's another thing. Slick, when we get other guests in here, we're gonna talk about how football works and break things down. Because when people, I'm at this point, Slick, where when I ask people certain questions, I'm not being mean, but I'm trying to get to the point of how do you know why? Do you know why this works? If you just say they just do it, I'm not going to take you serious. What the fuck?
To be honest, and if there's no harm in just saying you don't know, like that's fine. You can be educated. There's no I still to this day coaching. I don't know fucking everything. Fuck no. I ain't got. I wouldn't even say I've got 25% of it. There's so much. There's always something to learn. That's how good coaches become great coaches, because they understand. Why do you think Bill Belichick's so fucking good? Because he was he was revolutionary, but he used old school mentality, like working hard and all that stuff. But he was always the head of the curve when it came to these new defenses, these new offensive structures, and different ways of manipulating clock, different ways of manipulating the downs, and all that kind of sexy shit. That's why he was so good, is because he was a pioneer of the game. All these great coaches, you look back, the Chuck Knowles, how did they win? Hard-nosed motherfucking defense that would make your fucking offense faint. Because that worked in the 70s.
And
you're a pioneer.
You are a pioneer, and you are ahead of your time. When you are ahead of your time, that's going to make shit work. And then again, like we always say, Slick, there's always somebody else out there that knows how to neutralize your scheme. Scheme don't mean shit, y'all. There's no scheme in the NFL universe perfect. It's not.
Nope.
No such thing. No such thing.
I say this every time. Yeah. Every year I tell my guys, I say to them, you can take the Super Bowl winning team's defense, install it into us. It does not mean we're winning a fucking championship. It doesn't mean we're winning a championship. There's no such thing as a championship winning defense, because it's not one on paper. It's not one on scheme. It's one on good coaching. It's one on players' ability to be coachable. It's understanding the playbook, understanding what's required of you within that playbook. It's the camaraderie. It's the effort. It's all the other shit that you don't fucking see. And everyone goes, well, it's this fucking blueprint. Well, if it was that blueprint, and we know that the NFL is a copycat league. The NFL level is I would say that the only difference between an NFL team to another NFL team is players and coaching.
Yeah. Players,
because that's the only intangible that can change, right? Shit coaches, shit players will probably equal a fucking shit season.
Amen. And that's why, guys, we say the shit that we say, because we want you to understand why we think the Bucs will be successful, not because of just our hearts and hopes and dreams. No, that's a part of it, but for the most part, we're breaking things down on a football level and giving you the football knowledge of why. When people ask me, well, AJ, why do you think the Bucs would win 15 games if they're ceiling, that's their ceiling. I said because due to the talent and depth that the Bucs have at each position, wide receiver. Me and Slick have talked about this how many times. The wide receiver room is so fucking crowded. There are players, wide receivers, still with potential that might not make it. Trey Palmer is an example. He might not make this roster. He might not.
Nope.
If Tez outplays him, he could end up on a practice squad or get cut or he's gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
the wide
100%.
receiver room is stacked. The tight end room is getting filled. Devin Cope has potential. Payne Durham can block.
I'd say the offensive line and the wide receiver room is probably the most set rooms. The running back room is pretty set too.
That's right.
The tight end room, I want someone to just kind of explode off that. Yeah. If our boy can get himself right, Cade Otton can get himself right. I'm not saying he was bad last year because he was very good. In fact, he's got better every season. It's been slow, marginal growth. I want him to take that leap because he started to show it. So I think if he has the same kind of season that he has next year, like he had last year, this year, I think now you're looking at a really nasty monster. And not only, like you said, Devin Cope. There's some dudes on this team, and this offense is stacked in a lot of different ways. And I think a lot of people just look at the razzle dazzle. It's like, okay, you got a Zach Ertz. Okay, cool, that's fine. There ain't no worries with that. We have a lot of play. Remember when we went to the Super Bowl and someone did like, the best players are on the Kansas City Chiefs, but Tampa Bay has so many good players. As in, it was like, yeah, they've got the best quarterback, the best slot receivers, I like to call him, but tight end. And they got the best this and the best that, right, in football. But the Buccaneers have a top 5 this, a top 5 that, a top 10 this, a top 5 that, a top 10 this, and the list was going on and on. So we had like 10 players that were stars. They had 3 superstars kind of thing. And I think that's where the Buccaneers will kind of edge out a bit better, because I'd say they're more their depth of their roster is a lot thicker than somewhere like maybe a Philadelphia or what have you, who probably only have the star players, and once it drops off that, take in mind Baker Mayfield was to put up some fucking numbers even with Mike and Chris out for 3 weeks.
That's something that a lot of people do not want to talk about, and that's why we laugh when we hear.
We just had a fucking defense in those 3 fucking games. Fuck, we wouldn't have lost 3 games. We'd have lost 1.
We would have lost 1, and also for other teams out there, you didn't want to play us in the playoffs because we're a matchup nightmare. But let's get to Baker. I mean, yes, he's a top 10 quarterback, everybody. But for people out there saying, no, I disagree, I'm like, give me a football reason why. He's been getting better and better. Well, the turnovers, you're acting like he's fucking Jameis Winston. Stop it. He's not. He's had certain turnovers, yes, but some of them, one, is not his fault. But look, the man had 41 touchdowns, 41-16. That margin is better.
Can you imagine a time where you're bitching that you have a quarterback that got you 41 touchdowns and what was it, 14 interceptions?
16.
Okay. Like, yeah, if you could get those numbers down to like maybe a 12 or a 13, it doesn't look as bad. But in all fairness, when you look at it, fucking 16 interceptions or 41 touchdowns. We ain't even scored 40. Like, we're so greedy right now, because before the Jameis Winston 31 touchdowns thing, we wouldn't even know what fucking 40 touchdowns look like.
Exactly.
We wouldn't know what it looked like. We wouldn't have a clue.
Well, also, people forget Brady threw about 12 or 13 interceptions when he threw for 45, I think, with the Bucs. So it doesn't matter. Again, the narrative, you can't say about one quarterback and then the other. Don't do that. It is what you have to take football stats the way it is and have context. See, that's another thing that a lot of people don't realize. In football, there's context to everything. If
the ball isn't returned for a bit, if the ball technically didn't get returned, if the ball, here's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You can negate some of those interceptions as almost punts. Like, just hear me. So if you're inside the 50, you're inside their part of the 50, and you throw a 25-yard interception that does not get any real return out of it, you basically just punted early.
You basically punted early, and
which
I
isn't
agree.
great, but it's not the fucking big fucking hoo-ha that is you've thrown an interception and you're at our 25. Yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You got to defend a very short field, but you defending from their 20. Who gives a fuck? It's annoying. It's points off the board.
mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it is a punt.
There it is. That's exactly how I look at it too, and that's why I'm very excited, Slick. And Buck fans, you should be too, about how this offense is going to operate. We are going to be, and I think we're going to be even more dangerous, Slick, because now that we have a consistent run game, now that we know that Bucky is the guy, now that we know that this offensive line is still going to gel, now that we know that with the addition of Emeka Egbuka, it's almost like Chris Godwin, he's going to be our ace in the hole when he gets healthy. The same for Tristan Wirfs. And the schedule puts the Bucs in such a favorable position. That's why I love it. Again, your first outside of Philly, your first 3 games are very winnable for the most part. You're not worried. We're not worried about the Falcons. We're not, the Texans might, they're going to be scrappy, but we can beat them. I'm not worried about the Jets early. All these teams that we're playing, the first 3 teams are teams that still have to find themselves on one side of the ball, where the Bucs
I think so.
have more of a complete situation. People can talk about the Bucs pass rush. What about their pass rush? Look, our pass rush at best they were average moments, but that's cool. But look at what we're doing. You got a quarterback in Penix that is still going to have to prove himself, and you're putting him up against a nasty Todd Bowles defense. Do you really? And we have depth now. We have depth.
Yep.
Look, I'm ready for that. I want to see Savassier. Yeah, Braswell. I want to see Savassier, Braswell. I want to see Canty take that next step. And I'm expecting Hassan to get at least a sack the first 4 games. I'm expecting that. Why? Because now the people still got to realize we got Vita and Canty with the addition of Hassan. Slick, I just think that this defense, it doesn't have to be elite in the beginning. It just needs to be average to above average. Get out there.
I think that the only thing ever let our team down is the fact that we play off in coverage. I think that's one of the biggest bugaboos. And I've said this, me and you both hate the cushion coverage thing. I think it hurts the pass rush because you're opening yourself up to the quick game. You're never ever going to get home on it versus the quick game. If you're just going to play throws to drag routes, short in breaking routes, and 0 to 3 yard slants every time, then you're not going to the defense, or hitches, hooks, and what have you, anything that's under 5 yards or under, and you're playing DBs that are 10 yards off, then you're eating. You're going to gobble that up, and your pass rush is never going to get home because it is literally just throw and catch every fucking time.
Agreed. And that's why I do think, though, for us, it's gonna I want to see this. I know people will say, well, AJ, do you want the offense to start the ball? No, I want to see this defense. I'm not gonna lie, Slick. I want to see that this defense is not only improved, but I want to see Bowles' aggressiveness improve. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the Bucs have got to be aggressive on both sides of the ball. I'm very aware, Slick, that he, like you said, he's like a chess man. He likes to feel people out. But when you're playing, he should already have learned from last year. When you're playing teams that you should beat, don't take it easy on them. You don't have to feel them out. Punch them in the fucking mouth first. So first few plays.
You playing somebody like a Philadelphia, I can understand wanting to feel that out. You got a rookie. You're going up against a rook. Ooh. There's nothing to feel out. Send the pressure, see how he deals with it.
Yes. I want to see more 3-4 stack fronts. I want to see more 3-4 Okie fronts. You see what I'm saying? Hey, yeah. we got a guest coming in the house, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. A former offensive lineman, knows the game. Hell of a guy. Talk to him on TikTok. Cool individual. Just likes to keep it football. All right, guys, we're going to bring up J-Mac in the house. What's good, J-Mac? Welcome.
What's going on, AJ? Hey, Coach Slick, how's it going, man?
We're doing
Yeah, we're
all
good,
right.
man.
Just talking
Right
about
on.
football here, talking about why the Bucs are going to be dangerous. We were just discussing, of course, talking about the line, talking about the receiving core. We already explained that the Bucs have one of the best, if not the best, receiving core. Hell, it's hard to even for certain players to even get in there. And then we have so much that Tristan Wirfs' absence will be felt, but not to the extent that the media and the masses are trying to say. Like, what do you think?
Listen, anytime you lose a player of the quality of Tristan Wirfs, he's almost one of one athletically and what he can do at the tackle position for you. When it comes to all of the questions, can you play zone? Can you drop anchor? Can you beat crazy edge guys with bend and burst? Can you be effective in a run game? Can I use you in pull trap? Can I play you on both sides of the line, of the offensive line? Right? Tristan Wirfs is pretty much one on one. So you're always going to feel that. But I think the rest of the offensive line has gotten better and come along so that you don't have to feel that as much. Right? You can chip, you can help out that side of the offensive line. And I think with a guy like Baker in the backfield where you can move the pocket around, and I think you'll see them do some of that, you can mitigate some of that. And I think you might even see them run behind a guy like Cody Mock. If they want to run power, if they want to get Bucky going, that's a guy you can run behind. You can run duo behind a guy like that 12 times, let Barton combo, let Cody Mock come off and reach, get to the second level, and let Bucky have a field day.
Right. There it is. I agree with that. Or I like to call this, I like to do rollouts. See, Slick knows when it comes to the passing. You talked about the spread before, J-Mac. Slick, what's my favorite passing options?
Crossing routes.
Crossing routes, baby. Crossing fucking routes is my shit, J-Mac. Why? Because we have the receiving core to do so. Mecca, McMillan. And then I like to mix it up a little bit. I would love to see the Bucs run more shotgun bunch tight end or shotgun DBL's wing tight end. Those or to be nasty, shotgun deuce trips. I want to see that. Let's get the ball out. Let's expand it. And Baker is a good improviser. Baker, for people who think he's a pocket quarterback, he's not. He does his best job on the run. And he's more of a scrambler as well. So imagine a guy like Baker being able to scramble, you get in the spread, you're tiring out defenses, and then, like you said, we can mix it up with a little bit of run. That's a good formula, Slick.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like the idea of playing power. I think that could really back their strengths for a while, especially like it kind of just takes the pressure off the tackle that's got to stand in for him. So I think that's a real smart move. Maybe a bit of trap, zone maybe away from him and things like that. Maybe you want to go to a two back and play that nice little follow with, especially with someone like Kokeeft. I play a nasty fullback here and there. Hell, fuck it. Go and get Vita in and get him to do a fullback. No one's going to want to fucking go one-on-one with that guy.
Yeah, he played running back in the day. So the man is a one of a kind. But yes, we were also discussing this, J-Mac. Our first few games, that's why we talked about this before. The schedule favors the Bucs. It favors us very well. You're talking about playing a still identifying team in the Falcons. You're playing a team that's with the Texans where their line is still really shaky. Then you're playing the Jets where their offense, basically when I think of the Jets, I think of what the Steelers were the first 3 weeks of last season. A hard-nosed, stellar physical defense, but the offense is going to be more in the turtle mode. They're going to play not to lose. Meanwhile, while the Bucs need to play to win.
Yeah, and I think everybody has that September 28th matchup circled on their calendars, right? And I think the question is, how can you progress with Wirfs by then? And you never really know, depending on what he had done. I knew a couple of guys who went and got scopes and get cleaned out, get tissue cleaned up. And back in 6 weeks, right? You don't really know exactly what they did with Tristan. But I think looking at that and looking at it is the big question, I think, is in Tampa is is he back by the 28th? And not just is he back, but is he taking full reps and is he back to himself?
I honestly, at this point, I want him to I want him to rest, and I don't want him to be coming back even at 75%. We need Wirfs 80 to 90%. So if I'm the Bucs, you still have more than enough to beat a Philadelphia Eagles team. You just said it. We can do power. We can revert. We can do a lot of things to keep them at bay. Last year, the Bucs beat them simply in the air against their starting defense. We didn't even have Bucky wasn't even really in his form yet. That's why I think the pressure is more on them. Now, I know you talked about our pass rush. You're right. I do think, though, as of what happened in practice today, the defense is getting ready. Now, you probably didn't hear about this, but J-Mac, Antoine Winfield in practice was picking people off. Zion McCullum was out here.
Defense is always ahead.
I know. That's what makes me happy. I want to see an aggressive defense. Slick and I, we've talked about this. If Bowles can be extra aggressive, because he has a tendency of filling you out early instead of attack. You got to punch teams in the mouth first that you know that you're better than. You're better than the Falcons. You're better than the Texans. You're better than the Jets. Punch them in the mouth first. Take them out the fucking game early. That is what we need to do. Annihilate, attack. We can't do this where the Bowls will go, well, I just had to see them, get it going. I just had to make sure. Well, why didn't you adjust in the second quarter, coach? Well, I just got to see how everything moved, I can't be like Coach Slick up there. I can't adjust as fast as he can, but I'll make mistakes, but we still won.
I'll take that, brother. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And another thing that we got to get out the way, because we talked about this last night, Slick, you weren't on there, but again, J-Mac, you know me. Y'all both know me. I speak my mind, but again, if you going to tell me something is good or better than, I need football terminology. I don't want to hear, well, he does this better, certain things. Fuck certain things. What the fuck is it? So we had a conversation, Slick, about AJ Brown and Mike Evans. Now, J-Mac and I, we were trying to be calm and ask this, mind you, he's an Eagles fan, so bear with me, Slick. He said, well, I think AJ Brown is better. I said, that's fine. Well, why is that? Because he runs certain routes better. Can you give me those certain routes? You know what his response was, Coach Slick?
He doesn't know.
I don't know all that. I just know that he does, though. How the fuck do you don't know and you can't tell me? Do you even know that you even realize that they play different? They're different styles, type of receivers.
Yeah.
One is a big yak guy, and Mike Evans is a
If you look at Mike Evans' yak over his career, it will be awful.
It's television football fans, AJ.
He's exciting.
It's television football fans. They tune in on Sundays. They watch their team. They yell at the television. It's typically that's kind of what you're seeing. And
Slick, how many times have we said you got to know the game first? Because J-Mac and I kept asking this gentleman, and I'm not trying to slide people, but again, it gets to the point, Slick and J-Mac, that I'm getting fucking annoyed because again, if you're telling me something because you heard Dan Orlowski say it or Ryan Clark, and you don't even know why they said it. First of all, they get paid to say shit like that, but don't tell me, because then I asked him. Well, he said, well, AJ Brown is a better 50-50 ball than Mike Evans. J-Mac did the research, and Slick, they both were literally the same almost. 44%. Is that correct?
Yeah. From that range that it had, it was around like 46%. And nobody over that long of a time span was that dominant like did.
Right. Yeah. Now, mind you, Slick, when we give him these answers, you know what they do? Well, it doesn't matter. It really fucking does. When your shit gets debunked, simply just go, my bad. You know what? I didn't know.
I'm going to watch a bit more Mike Evans taping, and I'm going to compare, and I'll come back to you.
Oh, no, Slick. I got you. I'm glad we're talking about that. Coming right up, fellas.
Ole Miss. 4 punts in the first half, leading 12-6. Down the middle. He's got his rookie again. It's Brown slipping to a tackle and wiggling past Randall and then past another Brown defender. Boy, is he looking.
Now, that is A.J. Brown's skill in a nutshell. And that's nothing wrong with that. That's good. A yak guy. He's really quick for his size. He's strong. I think he's perfect when it comes to dig routes and slants, and he'll get you in a nice little skinny post. But now let's take a look at the man, the great man. Let's look at this man, this Hall of Fame man, this top 10 greatest of all time receiver type man.
Over and over the years.
Brady's going for the big ball. He's open.
Need I say more, Slick?
It's big ball. It's 50-50 ball. It's hang up in the air, top shelf it, bring it down. Usually fall on his ass. He ain't running with no extra. If he's running, it's because he's in front of everyone. He doesn't really get reject yards.
It's also one of those things where he's almost always having to get in a fist fight with whoever the best boundary corner is on the other side of the line of scrimmage, right? They want to get into a boxing match with him and try and slow him down and try and squeeze that release and try and play leverage.
Yep.
And he's going to get all the attention on that kind of stuff, and he still is able to win consistently at a high level.
And I'm glad we're talking about that, because like that's all we were trying to explain. If you're gonna say that we're not taking anything from AJ Brown. He is a damn good receiver, but Evans, he's not him yet. He cannot do what Evans can do. He
not
can't.
Yet.
Not yet. And a key word.
But they're two different. And they're two different. Like you said, they're two different. People just get into their mindset that every wide receiver needs to run every single fucking route in the route tree. And it's not necessarily true, because Mike Evans is completely proven that you don't need to run the entire route tree for his position, because he is, and I've said this 1,000 times, me and you've had this conversation, Mike Evans is probably the greatest of all time at what he does. And what he does, no one can touch right now. No one can play Mike Evans the same way as Mike Evans does. I'm yet to see some. The closest person is probably DK Metcalf. Yeah. And that's kind of do like in the same vein of what he does. Big bodied, goes up, picks the ball down. He's just the best at what he does. He's the best in the world at what he does, and I'll die on that hill. But people seem to think you've got to run sexy route trees and you've got to run every fucking this, and you're going to run all these double moves and all this sexy shit, and that makes you a better wide receiver. No, it just makes you a wide receiver good at those things. At the end of the day, it comes down, what did you do on the field? Did you score? Did you grab yards? Yes. Did you grab touchdowns? Yes. When it comes down to it, the end result is to advance down the field and score a touchdown. That's the only goal of football. It don't matter if you did it in the most sexist style possible. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is you scored the fucking touchdown. You gained those 50 yards. You gained the 25 there. You gained the first down here, the fourth down conversion there. That's what fucking matters in football. The rest is just style points.
Yeah, and listen, I don't often need to ask my ex to do a lot of those things anyway. Like, cool if somebody can, but like what I'm asking them like to do is exactly what somebody should be asking a true dominant X wide receiver to do.
Mm-hmm. But again, if you ask people, Slick, when we talk about the X, some people will go, huh? What's that mean? Like okay, like when you ask them where they line up, are they on the opposite side of the tight end or not? Or where do they line up? Or well, I think they're over here. They do this in this play. That's a different scheme. That's why. What is the Y? What is the Z? Well, the Z is in the slot. Wrong. That's the Y. You got to know, first of all, if you don't know what type of caliber receiver you have or what they play, that's why there's a reason why other teams are struggle out here. We talked about this before, Slick, but Lamar. Imagine if Lamar had a Mike Evans. Hell, imagine if Lamar had Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
That type of caliber X receiver to be able to beat double coverage, to be able to get separation.
And still gain the yards and still score the touchdowns.
Yes. And speaking of Terry McLaurin again, we got a Commanders fan on here, J-Mac. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, you've seen this a couple of times with Peters in a couple of different scenarios. Not necessarily where he was in charge, but he was a prominent voice in the room. And I think they're working on some specifics. I think one, the length of contract and the guarantee amount over several years. It's kind of seems as if they're going to be stuck. But Terry has a lot of leverage here. This is a team that is at the start of what they think is their Super Bowl window, knowing that their most potent offensive weapon for their new shiny young quarterback could be holding out, and they could miss 20. You don't get Terry this year. You could miss 25% of your quarterback window. Right? Those are the things GMs lose their job over. And I think they'll continue working to probably get this done just because Terry has that much leverage. And listen, this isn't a team that is in a bad cap position. This is a team that has flexibility. They don't have a lot of things pushed out into the future. They have the cap flexibility to probably get this done. The question is how and when for me.
Agreed, man. And this is why I really hope that you guys can get that going, because I'm going to be honest, with no Terry, your season is shot for the most part. No Terry, because now, like you said, you got a quarterback that's not going to be able to have someone out there that can do the things that he needs for his ex, and then he's going to have to literally change up the style a little bit and hope to God somebody else can step up, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on your offense. And you know this the schedule this year for you guys is not favorable. It's not last year.
Yeah, it's brutal. And listen, this is a team that went out and was able to cobble together Deebo Samuel and Jalen Lane out of Virginia Tech, and said, okay, this will work as a wide receiver core for the most part. Right? This is not a wide receiver room, and it doesn't even really have a lot of strong secondary options. You can hope for a lot with a guy like Dylan McCaffrey and some of the other younger guys at receiver, but when it comes to bankable, somebody who can go out and compete with top flight cornerbacks and win at a consistent level, that guy is not on this roster, and I think they know that, and I think that'll kind of make them be the one that has to balk first.
Yeah, you got to call first, because the Von Miller thing, if I'm Terry, that in a way I would have felt some type of way. So what y'all trying to say? Y'all can get somebody else, but you can pay somebody else, but you can't pay me. And we love Von Miller, but this is not the Von. If this was the Von Miller from 2020, that's shit.
Sure. Even 21, I'd give you, but this is a guy who you're hoping you can get 7 or 8 high quality, not high necessarily, upper tier kind of pass rush reps for at the 7 or 9 tech 8 times a game.
Yeah, I agree, man. I just hope that you guys can get something taken care of, because again, you're gonna need this, man, when you play the Eagles, when you play the Giants, the Cowboys. But it seems like a lot of the NFC East right now is going through some drama with the Cowboys situation. That's the type of shit that where your team can end up being like a 5-12 situation. That's going to lead to chaos, and they already got too many head cases. My thing about Dallas, they're not a unified team. They have stars, but they're individualists.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. I think they've always been. I think it comes down to their ownership. Their ownership is very built like that as well. Like, they build that whole family thing, and I get all that, but it's very much his show and how he wants to run things. And I think that kind of ideology kind of trickles through the team a little bit. That there's a lot of I and a lot of me, rather than it's one cause. You see all the others; they have all this one cause, one pride. In Detroit's got that whole grit thing. I don't know what the Cowboys' identity is, other than that we're flashy stars. That's it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing you see is good organizations remove distraction, right? Down to like the lowest levels of football.
Yeah.
Right. Good organizations, even at low level, college programs, they remove distractions. They keep players focused. Everything is about what are you doing on the field and how are you preparing yourself to be on the field.
That's
We
right.
are not having somebody make comments in a press conference or anything like that. I had a friend who played pretty high level college football. Went to DeMatha for a couple of years when I was a kid. Ari and Cyrus Kouangio played tackle and tackle. They're brothers, and they played offensive tackle for Alabama. And they told me the first thing one of the offensive line coaches came in and said, "Hey, we're going to, we're going to have the media in here, offensive linemen. Nobody says a GD word."
Damn.
It's just the expectation at the position and the program in general. Nobody says a GD word. Everybody keeps their mouth shut, and we focus on everything we can control and worry about. You see a lot of that from good programs and good organizations. Dallas has had problems with it for a long time, and it consistently seems like it comes back to bite them.
Mm-hmm. But again, you've always said this, J-Mac, it's about your players. If there's nobody in there that's able to hold each other accountable, and there's no humility, and nobody has a winning mentality of the team first, that's why they're going to always sputter and be in a spiral. It's about the culture. That's why what Brady has done for us was more than just football. The philosophy of put the team before yourself is why the Bucs are continuing to knock on doors, and a lot of people can doubt us all the time, but it's a culture mentality. You're right. If those players don't do shit, then your team is just going to look lackluster. It's going to all that potential for nothing.
Yeah, teams with strong culture. The culture typically doesn't come from. It starts with the coach, but it comes from players almost policing other players. Right? I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to keep you focused. If you don't, meet my redshirt senior friend, and you guys are going to have a discussion. And
right.
And that is where those kinds of programs really find their discipline.
Yep. Player led. That's what you want. The coaches issue it out. The coaches issue it out and set the culture, and then you have your key players, your veterans, and what have you. They're the ones who police it and make sure it's fucking followed, 100%. And then everyone starts speaking the same language.
100% slick, and that's why you see a lot of guys at some points when those kinds of things happen and a new regime comes in and they've got players in there telling them what to do. They don't like it and they head for the hills, man.
Yes.
It happens.
Yes, and I want to ask you this, J-Mac. Give me two teams that you cannot wait to play this season. That you circled on your list that one of them you just want to beat because you want to see where your team is at, and then another one is like, I just want to beat these motherfuckers to shut them and their fans the hell up.
Yeah, I think an early game I'm excited to watch will be Green Bay. I think they have a great front seven that I really do like. I like Kenny Clark. I like a lot of those guys in Green Bay's front seven, and I think it'll give us a good litmus test of where we're at, especially offensively, right? Can we go and put up points with this team? Because if this team's going to be successful, they're going to have to. This team isn't going to get a ton of stops. I think that's just kind of how that's going to go. As far as one, I would like to see us be able to beat Dallas on October 19th. That'd be great. As far as the kind of first, I like to look at the schedule. I don't like to look beyond about 8 weeks. So that's kind of my first half of the season right there is kind of two things I've circled.
I feel you on that. What about you, Slick?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think good measuring stick would probably be the Eagles, just to see they're the defending Super Bowl champions. You want to see where you match up with them. You want to see if they're still that, and see what they're made of, and see where you stack up in that regard. And then I'd say a team that I always want to whoop on. Oh, I'd like to say the Saints, but that's just petty. Yeah, but I guess. I guess it'd probably have to be. I guess it'd have to be Atlanta now because Atlanta's making all that noise, and that needs to be quieted quick. It just needs to be. We just need a day where we just absolutely outclass them in their own building. Just they're like, oh fuck, yeah, football's real now.
I think we'll find out a little kind of quick with Michael Penix.
Oh, 100%. I give him the first 5 weeks, and we're gonna figure it out as well. And we're gonna see what happens. But at this point, he's playing against a lot of aggressive teams early. So I look, I hope the best for him. I get y'all. Now, my guy, the measuring I want to see us play is the Bills, because a lot of people, Slick, got the Bills beating us, and I don't blame them because it's Josh Allen. I want to see what the Bucs can do with a guy like that. Now, for me personally, Slick and J-Mac, for me, I would love to see the Bucs use the 3-4 Okie front, because I want to see us try to contain him and keep him from taking off. And now that we have the size to do so, you got Hassan, and then you got Walker that can come back in. But Broswell is the guy that Slick and Slick knows. I'm a Broswell fan, J-Mac. I think he has the burst. I think he has the speed. His thing that all he needs to tune up is his angle tackling. And I think he's the kind of guy that can slip through under the B or C gap, or he can go to the outside of the D gap and get after Josh, because we know Josh is a big boy, but he's not as athletically quick as he should be. So that's just me. But
yeah, I'm guessing that would include Cansey lined up on the weak side, head over the tackle in like a 4-eye. If you're running the Okie front,
yeah, and that's that's the good thing. We have the pieces that can do so. We have the pieces that can do so. But Slick, what's your last thing? Because I know you got to wrap this up. But any final thoughts that football is back?
Bro, I just can't wait, man. This just needs to happen, you know. I've been, chomping for the bit. You know how it is. I just can't wait for it to happen, to be honest. I'm looking forward to all the camp stories and kind of get into that. And then obviously got the season to go through. And then obviously we'll be in Tampa this year. So I'm looking forward to that too. So, and I got a playoff game myself. Yes, so I will see this weekend. So all good.
Good luck. Who we playing?
Ipswich Cardinals. They got a big arm quarterback and really big wide receivers with big wingspan. So, we're just gonna have to mack them up physically, and just double. My recommendation is that we play a too high shell, free full front, with probably playing cover 2 man.
What's the line going to look on that 3-man front?
I haven't done the thing. I think it will be a 0 nose, so it's heads apart, and then the two 4 eyes, and then you got probably go with the 230s, 230s, and 250s, unless they need to apex based on the adjustment. So they basically play 2 back. They're a 20 personnel team.
Okay. They want to run some smash mouth with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey man, I've let that Zero Tech know we're gonna win this game. We're gonna need you
today. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, Slick, man, send me the stream so I can watch shit, man. But again, guys, check out Slick. Again, check out my YouTube channel. It's about Bucking Time. Give Slick a coaching opportunity, because the Bucs, J-Man, they always have this intern for coaches. He's the most qualified individual, and again, he's across the river. So we want him. We believe in him. Seeing this man, he played corner as well. He's actually pretty tall, J-Mac. First time I saw him, I was like, "Oh shit, he do got some height on him."
Well, isn't everybody tall to you, AJ?
Yeah. They are. They just don't have this. They ain't got that.
They don't have the beef.
For sure.
They don't have that shit. That's right. And in football, being tall would be a curse, because the first thing I'm doing is going for them legs. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna roll in them fucking legs. I'm gonna go for your hip. I'm gonna
hit like natural
your hip, Slick, until man. Slick. I'm gonna hit your pelvis and hips until them shit lock up. And now you're like, Coach, I gotta you gonna feel like you got the shit. Yes, sir. Well, go ahead, Slick. I'm gonna holler at you. You get on out here and take care of yourself out there. All right.
See you guys. Have a good one. Yeah.
Go Bucs,
enjoy.
Bro. Peace.
Go, bro.
That's all right. Go get a W, bud.
Yes, get that
Cheers,
W.
man.
Get that W. So, final take for you, J Mac. Okay, I want to ask you this: what do you want to see from your? What do you want to see the first 8 weeks for this Commanders team that makes you believe that they're going in the right direction?
I think a lot of people think here and they go win-loss, and it's not really kind of what I look for.
Right.
One, I think I'd like to see us be somehow more competitive on the defensive front. I don't know if that's a realistic chance of possibility. One thing that I do think is realistic, because they did make some upgrades in the secondary, is be stickier in the secondary, because it's something this team struggled with. They gave up a big open wide receiver number. Offensively, I think I'd like to see this offensive line come together and gel. There's some guys moving around in new spots. There's some new faces. I'd like to see this offensive line gel and kind of assert the run game. Last year, I don't think a lot of people know, they were 5th in rushing in football. Right?
Oh, yes.
Jaden absolutely helps with that. I'm not going to sit here and say that that's not a big factor, right? But I'd like to see them continue to kind of establish that and kind of mix it up in how they run the ball.
Yes.
Right? Because a lot of times you have Jaden looking at the mic, dividing the field, and playing the numbers game, right?
Yes.
And knowing, hey, they've got too many guys on the play side. I know I'm going to be able to run weak side if I need to. Right? I'd like him to be able to do that in the traditional run game, which is kind of usually how things work a little bit more. Obviously, you'd like to see Jaden continue to develop as a passer, as a quarterback. I struggle to find a way. I wish he could be more composed or something, because, man, for a rookie, that was about the most composed guy I've seen. And two, I'd like to see them stay healthy. This team is not deep, especially on defense. If this team gets hit by the injury bug, they got very lucky last year. It could be a rough year.
Yeah. I got you, man. Look, I appreciate your time, man, and good luck to y'all. Now, tell the folks where they can find you, J Mac. Tell them if they got any social media.
I don't really have a social media presence. I just mostly talk to AJ.
Nothing wrong with that. Good man right here. Look, we're gonna catch one of them games. I'm telling you. I want to see your football analysis. I need to see it. Don't worry. I get wild too, J Mac. I do that shit all the time. Look, you come to a bar, everybody already knows. Here come Coach JJ. He's gonna be on that bullshit. He's gonna be like, hey.
I was actually talking to Sunshine. He might be coming down to DC for a game. And
really?
Yeah. And let me know to hit him up.
Yeah, shit. I'll go. Look, I love football. I won't have my jersey on because I ain't crazy, because I know how y'all get down in FedEx. I done seen the shit.
Landover's a fun place.
I've seen people get stolen over there for having a Broncos jersey on, and they weren't even playing the Broncos. I'm like, man, leave that man alone.
Landover's an interesting place.
Oh, we know. And the funny thing is, it was more interesting 10, 15 years ago. Oh, I remember. When it was the Redskins, oh boy.
Yeah, man.
They don't know nothing about that, J-Mac.
Back when you when you ended up at the Green Line, back before it was Largo Town Center, and it was just Largo. And
yes. I remember them days. Boy, oh boy. But I'll let you get out of here, J-Mac. As always, man. Thank you for your time. And next time we're going to get back on here. We're going to have more football play-by-play discussions like we were talking about. We have film on here too, and we break down schemes. So I will catch you on here. Take care of yourself, bro. Good luck to y'all this season. All right, my man. All right, y'all. Again, we about to wrap this thing up, but my list, I want to play the punk-ass Eagles. Why? It ain't even because it's just the Eagles no more. It's because of their fan base. They got a lot of mouth. Talk all this shit, but then when I ask you simple football fucking questions, you don't know how to get your shit done. You talk shit. And the problem is, again, half of you motherfuckers only listen to shit from that you heard from TV, don't know what you're talking about. And then when I challenge you or I give my opinion, you want to take it personal. You want to take personal shots at your boy for whatever reason, and I sit back and I try to mind my own fucking business, but then it gets to the point where you got a group of people that try to talk about me, that's where the disrespect's got to stop. That's where, oh, okay, because there's a group of people out there. Some of them are in our own Bucs, so-called, but they're meat riders for each other. And had a chance, they were talking about your boy AJ Turner up here like a dog, and I just flipped the script on them. You don't believe me? Peep this, Buck fans and Bucks.
What I look like from the neck up. Those who really follow me, I'm built like that, bro. Sit your little ass down somewhere, bro.
No, he's not, bro. He posted pictures of him at the beach. He was at the beach flexing one day. What are you talking about?
So did he look like a beach whale? Did he look like a beach whale? Oh, my bad.
No, he looks. He's like a former chunky dude that lost some weight, and he's been in the gym. That's all.
Oh, he looked
So
like
he got like.
Yeah, for you people out there, I heard that shit. Again, if you can do what I do, then we can talk. If you can see, if you don't have double D's for tits, then we can talk. Wait, we got one more individual we're gonna bring up here. What it do, Hollywood?
Yo.
You just missed J-Mac.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we was there talking football, man. Real shit. I put that video out there because we were talking about teams that we want to play, and obviously I got to beat the Eagles because they was in here talking stupid shit, and I just had to throw that out there so they know, oh, I heard you talking about me, but I'm going to turn your shit talking to my advantage. So that I had to get that out the way. That's just me, though. Yes, and then we were just talking about the certain teams, what they need to do, because I want to get your input. What's going on with Terry McLaurin?
Hold on. Let me turn my camera on.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, let me get right. All right, so look. You asked me. From what I heard that he won't anywhere between 34 and 36 million a year. Now, when you look at Terry McLaurin's numbers, he's consistent. But
yes, he is.
Not too soon. I don't think that he should be getting 34 to 36 million. He turns 30 this year. I would cap it at 33. You got to take into account Jaden Daniels' contract is going to be coming up. If we give him a long-term deal, we got our rookie Mike Sanger still, who's probably in the future is going to be an All-Pro. We're going to have to pay him in the future. Yeah, man, I don't think. Nah.
Woo!
I'm okay. I'm okay if we decide to let him sit out this whole season. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that because what you don't want to do is jeopardize the future for Jaden Daniels. And then I know everybody is in this win now mode, but I need all the Commanders fans who may be listening to understand. Last year, going to the NFC Championship, we cannot bank on that. There was a lot of scenarios that played into us getting to the NFC Championship.
Yes,
I mean, you got teams getting injured. Our schedule was pretty weak. We weren't the hunted.
Yes.
Nobody had film on Jaden Daniels. So you take all of that into account coming into this season. It's a hard stretch for me to think we'll get back to the NFC Championship and that we're in win now mode. Are we a playoff team? Yes, maybe, yes. But I'm not jeopardizing the future for Jaden Daniels. I'm not doing it. So if he's not willing to take 32 and less, ship him off, get a first or second round pick, a player or two. I'm cool with that.
All right. Well, you know that's a risk because that happens. Y'all gonna be at best an 8-win team. At best.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'm just throwing that out there because that is your primary weapon. He's a young man. You don't want him. Hey, if you can admit that, that's cool with me. Because the Von Miller thing, I'm not sold on that. Von Miller, I get it, but this is not the Von Miller from 2020 or 2021. Maybe his leadership would help the locker room, but Terry, the more that I look at it, he is in the top 10. So you don't want that kind of guy leaving. hell, shit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
I
how to
get
rate
it.
it.
I get it, right? You know what I'm saying? I get it. Like for the fans and the Commander fans and just football fans in
Yeah.
general, you of course you want to pay your number one wide out. Of course you want him to grow with Jane Daniels. Of course you want that to happen. But at the end of the day, it's a business. You turn 30. And we gotta remember, right? You are under contract. So all of this, if anything, you're gonna lose money if you decide to sit out. You're under contract. You signed the contract. You outperformed your contract. We'll give you that, right? But at the end of the day, you still under contract. If you do it again, when your contract come up, then we pay you. I mean, it is what it is, man. You turn 30. He wants a long-term deal. So anything long-term, I'm thinking that's a 3-4 year deal minimum. And he's gonna be 33, 34 in the back end,
Yeah.
and he's gonna be eating up the salary cap. So
Okay.
uh I just don't he's not that explosive for me to believe that his athleticism is gonna go into his mid 30s
Okay.
because
Well.
he has shown tendencies that he can get locked up.
Oh, absolutely.
There has been a few games where he's disappeared.
Yes. And when
So
he gets locked up, he gets frustrated. He gets
he
flustered.
gets frustrated. Yeah, yeah. And
I get you.
great player, great cornerstone piece. He's been there through the thick and thin for us. I'm a Terry McLaurin fan. I got multiple Terry McLaurin jerseys.
Yeah.
But when you just look at the whole scope of things,
Yeah.
there's a reason. If Adam Peters is one of the great GMs in the league, they see something as to why they're hesitant to pay him, and I'm not going to question that.
Hmm.
I'm not.
I feel you, man. Well, you know what? We're gonna wrap this up. Last question: what do you want to see in the first 8 games on offense and defense that you want to see for the Commanders? What is it that you're looking for?
First 8 games.
Yes, first 8 games.
First and foremost, I'm looking for more creativity from Cliff Kingsbury.
Okay.
So if you came from USC, there were stretches throughout the season where it seemed like the plays were a little redundant, and
Mhm.
a lot of the plays that were being made were scramble drill plays based off Jaden Daniels' athleticism. So I
Yes.
would like to see a lot of that go out of play.
Yes.
Um, we did add Laramie Tunsil and Josh Connerly,
Yes.
and we do have Sam Cosmi coming off an injury. So I
Yes.
would like to see a lot of plays that are including scat protection. Um, Also, Debo Samuel. That's the hot take here. I need to see what he gonna do, man. Now we bringing him over. He got what 20. I believe he had. We brought him over on a 28, 29 million 1 year deal.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see how he bounces back because we brought him in banking on that he's going to rejuvenate and revitalize his career. So if he comes over and he don't even give us half of what we think Debo can be, damn near half of the plan is torn to pieces because Cliff Kingsbury is going to be drawing up 20%, 25% of plays for Debo to be running motions left and right. And if he
Agreed.
ain't real Debo, then we going back. Um, Jaden Daniels, I need to see his improvement. Brian Robinson. Now, this is the key for a lot of Commanders fans. Brian Robinson, this is his make or break year with us. He's been very inconsistent. He's shown flashes at times too. But if he hasn't cracked 1,000 yards since he's been in the league, by the way. And
Yes.
that was before Austin Eckler.
Yes.
So uh Brian Robinson's on the hot seat. Our running game needs to get a little bit more established. We did get one in the 7th round. Even though we finished third in the league in rushing, our quarterback led the league in rushing yards with 891 yards. So Brian Robinson's on the hot seat. He's a player that I'm watching. Um, I'm gonna get to the defense.
Okay.
So this is my problem with the defense.
Mhm.
Um, because the offense will be okay. We got Jaden Daniels. We'll
Yeah.
be okay. But if everything that I just mentioned works out, then we can really be a really, really good offensive team and put up 30 points a game. I really believe that. Now with
Okay.
our defense, I'm gonna start with that damn D line. Um, I don't like it. I mean, we got Javon Kinlaw. We overpaid him. We added freaking Eddie Goldman. Okay, those are two so and so players. We got rid of Jonathan Allen. I think we should have restructured Jonathan Allen and kept him because he ate up double teams. Um, Deron Payne. Um, so and so. Adding Von Miller, that's a household name. If you ask me, I think we should have paid Dante Fowler from last year. A lot of people say that he was bad against the run, which is true. His rush grade was horrific, but he got to the quarterback.
Right.
And that's one thing that we're missing now that he's gone. I'm not banking on a 55-year-old Von Miller to come on the defense and do anything that's gonna change how everything operates. I see them bringing him in on more of a cultural piece,
Yeah.
locker room, and providing a lot of guidance to the players.
Okay.
What else? Our linebackers. I'm okay with our linebackers and Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. I'm eager to see how Dan Quinn calls the defense because Dan Quinn's number one mishap has been he hasn't been able to stop the run. Our corners, Marshawn Lattimore coming off an injury. I didn't like that at all. We talked about that already. I mean, good Lord. I understand he had a bad hamstring, but the damn dude couldn't cover a fucking toddler. Shit. I mean, damn. Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. All in all, if I'm totaling everything up, I'm a realistic Commanders fan. First 8 games, we'll probably be 4-4.
Okay. I
Four
feel
and
you on
four.
that, but I'll let you go on that. Yeah. 4-4. I can dig it.
We'll be
Well,
4-4.
Hey, we got 4-4. All right. Well, look, tell everybody where they can find you, Hollywood. You there, Hollywood? Hollywood. Oh, damn. All right, Hollywood. Hey, check out Hollywood. He's usually on TikTok talking to me, but I'll let him off on that one. Guys, again, thank you for another great episode of Bucs Report, the aftermath on 102.9 The Game, Broad Street South Radio. And again, for all you haters out there, again, watch the video. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at yourself. So, as always, check out my YouTube channel. It's about Bucking Time. Also, my TikTok lives. They be live out there. All right, but y'all take care of yourselves. Go Bucs, and football season is here.
I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. Now, I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around, I see these young faces, and I think, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man can make. I pissed away all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who's ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.